So world famous Morgan Wallen, he's one of the hottest country singers right now. He becomes a felon, or alleged. He has caught a couple felony charges, 3 of them to be exact. He was at Eric Church's honky tonk there in Nashville, Tennessee, and got a little inebriated and threw a bar stool off of the rooftop bar. And it happened to land almost 2 feet away from Nashville police, who at which point immediately went up to find who did this. And pretty much everybody was like, it's the loud, drunk, famous guy right there. Yeah. And he got arrested. Mugshots in the thumbnail. Check it out. Also, he had to pay a $15,000 bond, which for a felon that's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, don't know if that was enough. But he's definitely probably going to catch a conviction here. I mean, TMZ's got a video of the stool going over the building. To me, first off, that's right. Because I was exclaiming to you, I had a pretty hyperbolic take on this. I'm not the biggest fan of just celebrities with political opinions, period. Because it takes a lot of work to do the political homework and have an educated political opinion.
I agree.
These celebrities don't tend to do that.
Also
and
agree.
While a country singer, likely in a lazy fashion, happens to stumble into sharing a lot of the same perspectives I do, I still don't think he's in a place where, while he has a platform I could only dream of and we work so hard for, he doesn't deserve to have the at least political pool that he would just naturally have. So that being said, the beautiful thing is now you can't vote. So now you can't tell us how to vote. Just strum your guitar. That's my opinion on it. Just strum your guitar. Now a good celebrity is a celebrity with dead voting power. Now you can't vote. So just strum your guitar. We'll come to your concert, share a couple brews. You know, last night we let liquor talk. We'll just have a good time. And you never need to tell me how to vote. So that's how I'm going to at least present my opinion before we evolve it further. What are your thoughts?
Well, have you ever seen a celebrity that's gotten political and then you're like, oh, I like that celebrity more? I have never. Really?
No, I mean, kind of. Oh, now you got to buckle up. Here, give me this camera real quick. Now you got to buckle up to the next section when we get to the camel lady, our vice president. Because it's a doozy, and I will concede for the people. I'll give you the name, Michael Rappaport. I dislike him less. I can't say I like him more, but I can at least admit I dislike him less.
Okay.
Don has a couple names.
Oh.
Hey, I'm sure Don does.
Johnny Cash and Merle Haggard.
See, okay. Admittedly, there are people... But again, you appreciate them because you enjoy them as like for their music or whatever, and they happen to agree with you. Yeah. You believe you have the right position. I'm someone that I believe I have the right position, but that's because I'm willing to admit mine's evolving. So tomorrow it's going to be even more educated than it was today. And I tend to believe I do a little bit more of the extra homework than your regular voting American. So I'm willing to, and thirdly, and most importantly, I don't need to be right in the pursuit of rightness. I'm just trying to find people willing to wrestle their ideas and help me get as close to rightness as possible. So again, ever evolving back to that point. So why do I present it in such a light? There are celebrities that I may agree with, but that's why I emphasize that it's accidental, that we just happen to stumble into parallel perspectives, because I don't believe they read philosophers, studied political science, read even just the daily news. How much did J-Lo get trashed lately, especially on TikTok, but on the internet and across the social medias, because it's so clearly evident how removed she is from just a regular person.
Oh, yeah.
You know, now the whole world's coming at her because she's like, I'm just a Brooklyn girl. And when I was doing this in Brooklyn, we would, and now all the people from her hometown are like, girl, you are not anything you portray to be. Stop trying to portray a character to hide how removed you are from being a regular person.
Well, the shows, she canceled all these shows. That's what's lashing out at.
Dude, because the whole world's turned on her.
Yeah.
And so I say that because even if I happened to share the same political views as J-Lo, it's not because we've both come to the same answer through the same homework and like due diligence. I think, because let's say that there's some Democrat people I can have on here that would debate with me that have sound logic.
Yeah.
I may not agree with it, but would give me a good argument.
Yeah.
And they would go, well, look, Ellen DeGeneres agrees with me. And it's like, yeah, but also she came to that same conclusion in a much more ignorant, lazy fashion, whether it was her publicist that told her that was the best idea, or it just seems like the easiest, like, I just want to be a good guy. They're supposed to be the good guys. Then I'm going to be that. So I think, yeah, you could bring up Johnny Cash and, Merrill Haggard, but at the same time, I think you sharing their perspectives, like you're quick to get excited about it because you like them and they are parroting the same thing you are. But at the same time, I don't think they got to the conclusion you did through doing the same due diligence and homework, which is why you shouldn't look to celebrities for these types of opinions. It's really what I'm getting at.
You absolutely shouldn't do that. And I think you bring up a good point too. There's like an earnestness to it as well. If they, you're working through, I guess, like you have like a celebrity chef who's really all about healthcare because he worked in the system and didn't get the healthcare he thought he deserved and thinks the employer should pay for. Okay, well, there's a story, there's a reason, but too often we see when it becomes a black and white issue with, well, this good, this bad, we always see celebrities always fall in like one area. And then you get like the one or two rogue ones that kind of do their own thing, but you ever notice they're never detailed about it.
Who's the guy that does the voice of Hades from Hercules?
Oh boy, is this a Donald Trump or Donald Duck moment here?
No, because the reason is on Twitter, he has become like
James Woods.
James Woods, thank you.
All right.
He's like an aggressively conservative voice on Twitter. Okay. I don't exclaim to be Republican. What I'm not is I'm surely not a Democrat, which forces me in a conservative box. That's what I'm told I am, even though I'm of the belief I'm more liberal than Democrats. I am forced in this box. He champions the same jersey, right? So he's on the same team. So I should just really retweet everything he says. But you go to his Twitter and it's like, dude, you're a whole nother level of insane. Like, I agree with some of the things. I like some of the ways you're stirring up the pot. It's a good way that aligns with my perspective. But like, because I use him as an example because, like you said, obviously, if we're talking red and blue, like, yes, all the celebrities very, very much predominantly lean one way. And I don't think in their hearts they do. I think their publicists, their record labels, what has made them cash their check is telling them this is what they need to be. But that's how they publicly broadcast themselves. Yeah. So that's how we have to take it at face value. That being said, I use someone like James Woods as an example because he's wearing my same jersey. Well, one, I cannot be the type of person that just blindly marches the path he trailblazes wherever it goes. Everything he says, I retweet. No, I agree with some of the things he says, but then I'm going to be, a proponent, or at least wrestle with some of the things I disagree with his. So I just say that as a further way of emphasizing your point.
Oh yeah. And it also, I can feel when I'm being pandered to as well. Even if I agree with your opinion, it's like, oh, okay, you're kind of just saying that because you see that a lot of, like, I think like NFL players will sometimes just have that same, like, well, I hate this because of that. Like, oh, don't stop. Just throw the ball, play football, do whatever, sing. I don't care. I like you for this. If I want a celebrity political opinion, I'm going to seek that out. That's the type of person, at least I can understand. Their brand is based off of, as you said, building that, doing the political homework, doing the things it takes to actually get to that level of knowledge and doing the research. At least, even if I don't agree with it, I can go, all right, well, I respect the opinion because of how well versed you are in that society.
Totally. So bringing it back full circle, right? Morgan Wallen, even more so, I should not take really any of your perspective with value because you're a terrible person. Like, I get having fun and nobody truly got hurt, but I'm sorry. This is insanity.
Oh, yeah.
You just threw a stool off of a X amount of story building. Like, we're talking I don't know if you've ever been to Nashville. These are tall buildings. They're over at least 6 stories, depending on where you're at. So 4, 6, somewhere in there. And it could have been even one of the taller ones. I'm not familiar with Eric Church's bar because I don't go to the gay ones. But that being said, he's throwing a stool over the wall is insane.
Yeah, just the kind of the confidence you have. Like, I'll throw this over. I get, okay, sometimes you flip a table, you flip a bar, so you're pissed, whatever, but I'm going to throw this off a building. And
that's a level of drunk.
Just because no one was there at the right place, the wrong place at the right time to get hit. Jesus. And this isn't probably the first time he's done this either. This is obviously one of his times he's got caught, but he's been kind of known to get kind of drunk and off the handle a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. And when when you're of that much fame and wealth, everyone's just saying yes. Everyone just wants to they want to be likable to you. So you like them. So you get to be within their little circle. So you get to do all the fun things. So I'm sure Morgan Wallen's probably not paying for any of those beers there at Church's bar. Because it's
not at all.
It's a draw to have Morgan Wallen here. And it's like, well, hey, my 10 guys here with me, they also drink for free. Okay, well, that's the cost of doing business here. So there's an incentive if you're around. It's like, hey, no, don't throw that stool. That's a bad idea. Like, hey, go throw that stool. Fuck the world. This is your time, your place. And of course, they just have this gumption. They're going to throw it. This isn't even like a situation where if you ever go to sideline court, like basketball games, people will harass the NBA players. They'll harass like the football players because if they get punched in the face by one of them, I'm just going to try to trigger them. But you see that in bars all the time too. They have to be so careful to go out because people are like, there's a 10. If I get punched in the face and I get 10 grand out of it, I'm probably getting punched in the face anytime I want.
Oh my gosh. Now that I want to emphasize, you raise a great point. This could not have happened more perfect. Like of tragedy, this couldn't have, like, not only did it totally miss a pedestrian, but it literally got the attention of the police. You know what I mean? Like, it could not have been more Tetris perfect. You made the point of like, oh, it could have been an even bigger tragedy. It could have been a bigger mistake. No, it's great that it didn't hit a person and it totally caught the attention of the police. Just like, poof, hits right there. Like, let's go. I mean, perfect. Because one, swift justice, my favorite. And secondly, like, I don't know about you guys, especially where we're at now. I'm 30. For me, you'll relate to this.
Yeah,
I don't
almost 30.
need to be drunk, period. Let alone, it sounds, you will not be in my crew if that's like the level of drunk we need to get to have fun tonight. Like, I've had a drink or two to lighten the mood of an evening. Music's rolling, we're having fun. But like, if you're the person that like now gets to a point where you puke or you're disassociative or I have to hold you up or like, yeah. I'm not 22 anymore, at which point is still too old for this. Like, you get one 21st birthday, and ever since after that, you need to grow up and be an adult. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow. I mean, I've been to Nashville and like, everyone's getting drunk there. It's all you do. You bar hop.
But there's a level of
that's
drunk,
what I'm saying,
Doug.
to get so drunk that you decide to throw a stool. That is drunk, man.
I don't think he's that drunk.
We never threw a stool off of a roof.
I don't think he was that drunk when he did it. I think he's buzzed. Maybe,
and he's Morgan Wallen. Yeah. He's buzzed, and I'm in my like. Imagine being a top dog country singer in Nashville. I'm untouchable. I'm the leader of the pack. Yeah, I can do whatever I want. Watch this. Like, he's looking at his buddy. Like, you don't have a name that's on billboards. You can't do this. Watch me. And guess what now, buddy? You can't vote. Woo! Brian, wrapping thoughts.
I was accidentally kicked out of Mr. Ed's Put in Bay for It slipped out of my hand.
I have also
A
been
bottle-
kicked out
a
of
bottle-
Mr. Ed's at Puddin' Bay.
A bottle of Corona just right off the top deck. It was only a story, but
Oh
there
my
was
goodness.
there was nobody around, but except for the bouncer that was standing there.
Justice for
Justice.
Brian Seymour and
Morgan Wallen.
I think
Turns out we have Morgan Wallen at home.
yeah.
I think
this
more-
is the what do they call it? The Waze or this is the Wix version of Morgan Wallen. I don't know the treat version. Family Dollar. I'm saying Family Dollar flour.
I think his next song is gonna be Whiskey Bar Stool like a wrecking ball. I got me a whiskey bar stool.
You were holding
coming
that one
like
in.
a
That's
wrecking ball.
They needed you on camera for that. Thanks for watching this clip from the Rethink Tank Live. Join us every Tuesday at 7 p.m. streaming across the platforms on YouTube, Rumble, X, Twitch, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok. We do our best to promote user engagement, and we want you involved. So be sure to bring your perspective live so we can get you in the dialogue. See you then.